Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the new and updated team for Crystal Beetle, which is doing quite a bit better than the previous best team. At least for me, I got 6 billion higher score by running it. Now I've even broken 100 billion. I'm up to 105 billion, and we have a replay from Hardy who managed to get 105 billion with this new team setup. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the overall fully optimized team, so you can safely run this and use your attempts on it. It also is really consistent. I did back-to-back runs and both of them got exactly 105 billion damage. Okay, so this is the wrong formation. I'm gonna have to resave it. But basically, when you can get Greatsword spell to work in a team, that is always going to be optimal for endless bosses because it just gives you the most amount of attack for your HP per second damage dealers. And this team is going to be able to use Greatswords effectively and also use the Crimson Contract of the Freesto to buff up the illusion for more ultimate casting. Okay, so here's the team. Main Freesto in front of the illusion, Greatsword spell for the attack, and Shakir is going to end up in a position buffing up your whole team. You have triple attack buffs, Mikola, Smokey, and Shakir, and then Ludovic and Freesto just to deal their really high HP per second damage. When we take a look at the damage chart here from Hardy, over 20 billion from the Smokey. That is one thing that kind of, I think, is the difference in this fight compared to the previous team which was being run. Smokey ends up dealing more damage. We actually have a comparison when we take a look at his other run. The Smokey did like 4 billion less damage. The Ludovic and Freesto still did a lot. So it's basically the Smokey timing and the damage that is being dealt, which is going to work out better with the Greatsword spell. And I guess that is the reason why it is more effective. So let's watch it in 1 time speed, then we're going to take a look at my account, because even on my account without like super high investment, like I have plus 10 Ludovic, plus 12 Smokey, but like you could do it with plus 10, and I managed to get 105 billion back to back. So it's really reliable and getting a top score, and it is the overall top team right now. The previous teams, I couldn't even break 100 billion with any of them. So you just have to watch about the Smoky Blue Aura timing. I guess the thing is the boss is immune to damage when he rises up, levitates. And now perfect, he casts his Blue Aura as soon as the boss lands, which means we should be able to get the full 10 seconds of damage onto the boss before he levitates up again. Right? And that is the optimal. Yeah, and now he goes back up for levitation right now. So that is how you increase the damage, by allowing Smoky to get his full Blue Aura effect. And I guess that is the difference, because we have Greatsword spell instead of like the resonating spell. Is it? I don't know. Is it because of the attack speed or something? But I didn't think Smokey has like normal attacks, but somehow he's charging his energy at a different rate. Because in resonating spell it gives you haste, but haste also, the only value for energy generation would be for the attack speed that it provides. Yeah, so I'm kind of unsure about why it is working, but either way, it's working perfectly for the timing, allowing Smokey to deal his maximum 20 billion damage. And then, of course, Freesto, Shakir, and Ludovic are dealing as much damage as possible, and Greatsword spell will ramp up their attack to the highest degree of any different artifact we have available. Okay. So this is a beautiful team. This is pretty much fully optimized. 115 point, almost 2 billion damage right now. Amazing. Like, that is a crazy score. Now we're going to take a look at my replay and show you what you can expect with like lower level of investment. And I did back-to-back runs. We can even do, actually let's just do a fresh run right now. Back-to-back runs, and my highest was 105.6 billion, but both of them did 105 billion. So let's go ahead and do one more run of this and see whether we could maybe even break the record. Okay. And as for charms, we have talked about it before, but basically you want to have the 5 skill power on Mikola and Smokey, because that will increase their attack buff. So it can be sorcery charm, it can be arcane charm for Mikola, recovering charm for Smokey. Whichever one you get first, just stick to that. Ludovic needs to have insight charms for the skill power, and Shakir needs to have mystic charms. Definitely the two heroes which are the most important for this team are Shakir charms and Ludovic charms. Those ramp him up the most. And then Fresto and the illusion, like, you can give him the sorcery charms, those are considered optimal, but even I have him on just a broken, like, not a complete set, just with the mythic charms for the basic stats, and that is doing pretty well for me. So yeah, and it's just really consistent, because Smokey will always be casting his blue aura at the same time, and again, pretty much perfect timing for me, it seems like. And the other heroes, they're just dealing HP per second damage. It cannot land as a critical hit, so there's no RNG involved in that. Yeah, it's basically like a 0 RNG comp, because everything is going exactly as expected. But the boss does have an ability to dodge some attacks, but it seems like the dodge rate is kind of low. And I don't know which attack she's actually dodging. Okay. In order to break 105 billion, it will be difficult. Honestly, I was expecting like just to break 100 billion, but to go from 99, which was my previous best, all the way up to 105 in the first run is crazy. And then you saw in the back-to-back runs, it also did really well. But yeah, this type of team is really what I would expect to be dominating all Dream Realm bosses, because you have like the massive attack buff from Shakir, Mikola, and Smokey onto your 3 HP per second damage dealers, which are Fresto and Ludovic. Okay. Close. Okay, well, it's almost exactly the same. 105.565 billion. My best is 105.634 billion. It's so consistent, it's crazy. 3 runs, all exactly probably within 100 million or something. Insane. Okay, anyway guys, that is going to be the overall top formation. This is the team that you're going to want to run. And if you want to take a look at like the other teams, I can briefly show you them. But I did do a video discussing them and watching the replays if you want to watch that later. So if you have the Fresto or Shakir, then you should be running that team. I'm not even going to mention the previous best team. But if, for example, you want to try running Tailene, this is the best Tailene team with main Fresto in front of Tailene, resonating spell on the Tailene. Okay, we have that. Next up, we have the Verdant Spell team, which I don't know why you would want to run this. Like, it's just better to run the Mikola. Now, probably even if you don't have Mikola Ascended, I would think the Mikola version of this team would just be better. But this was with the Verdant Spell. And, like, you know, even this team, it's basically the same, but you have... Now you have Mikola instead of the Lily May in this slot. But otherwise, the team is exactly the same. Main Fresto in front of the Illusion and Verdant Spell. So maybe even this team could be tried with the Greatsword spell. It might be better. And then you have the free-to-play team. Basically, no Fresto team. But even if you have a lowly ascended Fresto, I would try it. Like, even Legendary plus Fresto, probably the Fresto team will be best for you. But if you don't have Fresto at all, then maybe this can be a team for you. Rainier position, swap the Odie. And that is pretty much it. So those are all of the top teams right now. And the overall top team getting really solid high scores very consistently. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That's going to be it for this one. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now. And thank you for watching.